And I've been watching for the phone line to ring, kind of vamping. Oh, here we go.
Time to call your lawyer.
Finally, the phone rings, and we're going to get an answer to the question of the week. Now, like I was about to say, it might be the one that you sent in, or maybe somebody else, but you're welcome to send us a question for consideration on a future broadcast at Kicks Country 92.9. I'll tell you how. Coming up in just a moment. First thing I want to tell you, though, it's important to note what you are about to hear should not represent actual legal advice in your specific legal situation. It's fun to talk about the law and to get Bruce's feedback, but your specific situation is just that, and it requires a sit-down face-to-face with a professional. Most of the professional attorneys in the area offer a free consultation, as does Bruce L. Shiner. So why not sit down and find out what your rights are? Protect your rights by speaking to somebody before you answer any questions for the insurance company, and certainly before you sign anything. Bruce is on the line? Terrific. Okay, let's see what Bruce thinks of today's legal brain teaser. Please make welcome attorney for the injured, Bruce L. Shiner. Good morning, Bruce.
Good morning, Todd.
How are you today?
I am doing very well. How's today treating you?
Today has been fine. Absolutely. Of course, there's still half a week ahead, so I don't want to get ahead of myself. I do have in my hand here another question that we would like to ask about somebody who was involved in an accident, and I'm hoping that you can provide some advice and shed some light on this, okay?
I'll give it my best try.
All right, here's what it says. I was biking with a few friends in Cape Coral when I was involved in an accident. We just made a turn onto a side street with a bike lane when I rode over a misaligned sewer grate. My front tire dropped into the slot in the grate, stopping the bike instantly and tossing me over the handlebars. I was rushed to the emergency room where I was treated for head trauma. I had a helmet on, a broken collarbone, and a torn rotator cuff, which will require surgery and at least 8 weeks of rehab. It turns out that the grate was running perpendicular to the road rather than horizontal, which is the correct way for those grates to be installed. When the city was contacted, they said they had an independent contractor who inspects and maintains the sewer system. Can I get help for my medical bills and lost wages from either the city or the contractor or both? Some finger pointing going on. So what do you say?
Well, I think that both the contractor and the city would be responsible. The city's responsible because it's their street and grade and
infrastructure and so forth. Yeah.
Infrastructure, correct. And the contract is responsible because they undertook the job to do it, and they have they have an obligation to do it in a workmanlike manner and not to do it negligently to cause harm like this. And the person inquiring says, can I get help for my medical bills and lost wages? That's just the beginning. He should be able to get compensation for his medical bills in the past. Mm-hmm. I'm sure with these kind of injuries, he's going to have medical bills in the future.
Rehab and so forth.
Lost wages in the past. His loss of wage earning capacity because of the significant injuries, pain and suffering. Mm-hmm. Inconvenience and all the other intangible damages. So he has a very substantial.
And it sounds like there's a lot of detail involved here, too, and that's why a professional's advice would probably come in really handy here. So, as always, we would encourage him to seek out somebody. And as you've said on many occasions, most attorneys will offer an initial consultation for free. So what do you got to lose?
Right, and we have a full-time investigator on staff. The first thing I would do is, if I got that call, would be to send my investigator out, take pictures, preserve the scene, and make sure we had evidence of what the situation was like when it happened. And that's something that's really key to your listeners. Whatever kind of accident or incident they're involved in, they should always immediately, or as soon as they can, get photos of the vehicles involved or the scene involved or, whatever's involved, because that preserves the situation.
I'll bet you have seen a number of cases where valuable evidence, just because of the nature of evidence, disappeared, was destroyed, no longer there, that kind of thing.
That happens much too often.
Yeah. So take pictures if you can. In a situation like this, understandably, as injured as he was, have somebody go take pictures on your behalf. Just get something.
Right.
All right. Well, we'll cross our fingers that things get better for this bike rider. I enjoy riding bikes myself, so I always have a little bit of a extra bit of empathy when it comes to these kinds of questions. I hope things get better quickly, and I certainly know that the advice is appreciated. Bruce, thank you once again.
It's my pleasure, Todd. I'm looking forward to speaking to you next Wednesday.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for attorney for the injured, Bruce Elshiner. And maybe next Wednesday is when your question gets answered. You want to send us one? Please do. Go to the website, kickscountry929.com, and look for BLS Bruce Elshiner. Even better or more immediate, why not call his Port Charlotte office and get a free consultation? The number is 941-743-7777. They're on the trail, southbound side of 41, about halfway between Forest, Nelson, and Midway. Very easy to find. And by one simple phone call or visit, you can virtually guarantee that nobody's going to